Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Steven with Freeze Peach Gaming, and today I decided I would try and do a reaction video. I haven't tried one of these before, and I heard this song recently. There was actually a Huffington Post article, of all things, that alerted me to it, and it's a new song by Eric Clapton called This Has Gotta Stop. And it seems like Eric Clapton has been pretty consistent in being anti-authoritarian for his whole life, and he really isn't happy with what's been going on here. So why don't we just hop right into it, and we'll listen to this together. And I'll sort of pause and give my reactions as we go through.
This has gotta stop. Enough is enough. I can't take this BS any longer. It's gone far enough. You wanna claim my soul? You'll have to come and break down this door.
So right away he gets right into the overall message of capitalizing freedom over everything else. That he's stating that he will only live free in what has been a free society, and he's willing to put his own life and liberty up for that, which I think is an important message, one that we should all pay attention to.
I knew that something was going on wrong when you started laying down the law. I can't move my hands, I break out in sweat. I wanna cry, can't take it anymore.
So I really like those background images. Here, let me back it up so you can see it. Yeah, I like these background images of these mesmerized lookers on to looking at some leader making a speech. It shows just how much everyone is not really paying attention to the words themselves that are being spoken, or the idea that they're giving up certain freedoms, and they're just mesmerized by a charismatic leader, which that's never gone poorly in the past.
Sweat, I wanna cry, can't take it anymore. This has gotta stop. Enough is enough. I can't take this BS any longer. It's gone far enough. You wanna claim my soul? You'll have to come and break down this.
This is another image I really like. Some tall looming figure, you know, puppeteering all of these people, and they all appear to be business people walking around. Probably walking down a sidewalk or something, we could imagine. And it's sort of showing how if you want to be able to move freely, if you want to be able to work, you're going to have to follow the rules dictated by this puppet master.
Door. I've been around a long, long time, seen it all, and I'm used to being free.
See, that just supports what I was saying earlier. I've been around for a long, long time, I've seen it all, and I'm used to being free. Eric Clapton very much, I would imagine, is used to being free. And I just feel that's an important message. A lot of people need to be aware of the freedoms that were fought for in the past, and how many people have made sacrifices to get us to where we are. And we shouldn't just willingly give up that freedom. We should hang on to it. We should cling to it.
Time, seen it all, and I'm used to being free. I know who I am, try to do what's right, so lock me up and throw away the key. But this has gotta stop. Enough is enough. I can't.
This is another important image. I like the scales being tipped, and you can see one person clinging onto the side of a scale, which is obviously the lighter side. To me, this shows that there's a vast majority of people who are willing to let our freedoms go, who want the rest of us to be controlled so that we can't, harm others, supposedly. I really like this image. let's
Take this
see
BS.
the person falls off here. We have to be careful to make sure that the individual clinging to the side of the scale here isn't, left to drop off because we're listening to a scared and frightened majority.
Enough is enough. I can't take this BS any longer. It's gone far enough. You wanna claim my soul? You'll have to come and break down this door.
More important images, just people, walking around standing with their phones just in front of their faces. This is how we see people live. People going down an escalator before, people going down the escalator with the phones just in front of their faces. You're supposed to be interacting. Well, you don't have to interact with people in these exact situations, going down an escalator, but it's as if people have to be constantly diverted. They constantly have to have something in front of their face, and it seems very much like in this video he's showing that the cell phones and the constant exposure to media is causing people to become more brainwashed. They're all just standing in a neat little row like they're part of a factory.
Have to come and break down this door.
This one really this one really, I hate seeing this in public. Anytime I see this in public, I think it's just horrible. People sitting down at a dinner together, facing each other. They're looking at, they should be talking to each other, having a conversation, but nope. You get this. You get the back of their phone. I hate it. In fact, I even hate it when I'm sitting down with somebody at a dinner and they just take their phone out of their pocket and set it face up on the table, even face down on the table. Just taking your phone out of your pocket and placing it on the table shows me that I am not worth the amount of time that we're spending here. Why should I even bother talking to you when you're more concerned about whether or not your phone's going to ding? I'm here with you in front of you. Pay attention, I'm not saying I have to get all of your attention. There could be an emergency. Maybe you need to check it. But, most phones have a vibrate function, and you should probably put it on vibrate if you're in public so other people don't have to be disturbed by the ring. But at the same time, you're with somebody. Show them the attention. Be engaged with the people that you are directly in front of at the time. Quit looking at your phones when you're sitting down with somebody. Even if it's not in a dinner scenario or in public, just if you're sitting on the couch, across from a significant other or friend or anyone, don't pull your phone out and start playing on your phone. Somebody is there in front of you. They should have the majority of your attention, not somebody else who might hit you up on Facebook or shoot you a message or text you or call you. They shouldn't be as important as the people directly in front of you at that moment. Take it back a bit.
Thinking of my kids, what's left for them, and then what's coming down the road.
That's another important one. Thinking of my kids and what's left for them and what's coming down the road. We have a lot of people, and I personally think that this is a loud minority that we're hearing on the internet who are calling to take away our freedoms in order to keep people safe. But what happens when our children aren't able to grow up in a world where they're able to view freedoms themselves? These are supposed to be inalienable and God-given. But obviously the governments can just take them away at a whim. I mean, look at Australia right now. How do we think the Australian kids are feeling at this moment? They're getting arrested for going to a beach at night. They're going to strive to be free. kids tend to rebel. This is what they do. And the more the government is trying to control them, the more they're going to push back against that. And these people won't be freedom minded, and they won't care about the society around them that's trying to control them. They won't want to better themselves in order to better the rest of society. Who knows, maybe I'm digging a bit too deep into this, but that's what it makes me think of.
The light in the tunnel could be the southbound train. Lord, please help them with their load. But this has gotta stop. Enough is enough. I can't take this BS any longer. It's gone far enough.
That's another one. Let me pull that back. Yeah, these claws coming in and prying somebody's eyes open. Very A Clockwork Orange, which was, if anyone's read the book or seen the movie, good luck with reading the book. But anyone who's seen the movie knows that a lot of it is about controlling somebody's emotions and somebody's urges. And that's very much what we see going on in the world right now. People are trying to control what you're allowed to think and see, and they're trying to force you to see certain things. The news media is constantly pushing death toll numbers, and they're trying to push all of the horror, and they want you to view everything bad going on in the world because if it bleeds, it leads.
Take this BS any longer. It's gone far enough. You wanna claim my soul? You'll have to come and break down this door. But this has gotta stop. Enough is enough. I can't take this BS any longer. It's gone.
We have here more puppeteering, but these are two large looming hands puppeteering an individual. So not only are they trying to control the collective, because there are certain people out there who are more collectively minded, particularly, people who want socialism or communism tend to be more collectively minded, but they're also attempting to control the individual.
Enough. I can't take this BS any longer. It's gone far enough. You wanna claim my soul? You'll have to come and break down this door.
The carrot and the stick. We have been seeing this one. We heard de Blasio talking about that recently in New York. Yeah, they're to me, this is showing that they're using fear as a carrot, and they're dangling it in front of you in a way to control you, to lead you on into some trap. And to me, that trap would be authoritarianism. These people obviously want more control. We willingly handed over massive amounts of control to these, governors and mayors, people who are not allowed to do many of these things. That's why they're giving mandates and edicts, which are not law. They're not allowed to control you with these things. If you challenge any of these edicts or mandates in court, it may take a while. You may wind up in jail for a while, waiting for appeals and waiting for it to go up through the circuits. But if something isn't a law and is just a mandate, I mean, I'm no lawyer. Don't take my word for it. Talk to someone who actually knows. But I don't believe they can actually charge you with neglecting to follow a mandate or an edict that hasn't passed through legislature. It just seems wrong to me. That definitely doesn't seem how our especially here in America, how our country was founded and supposed to work. Our laws are, I heard someone describe recently that our laws are, or not our laws, our rights are actually negative rights, in that our rights themselves are God-given and inalienable, and all that the Constitution is really designed to do is to stop the government from being able to take away your rights. And as we see, unfortunately, in a lot of places, like especially in Australia, where I keep bringing up Australia, but where they're currently talking about, okay, you can now have new rights. You'll get not 1, but 2 hours a day to roam freely and see the world outside. Okay, so my overall impressions to that video, I actually really liked it. I thought the song itself was pretty darn good. Disclaimer, I am an Eric Clapton fan. Uh, I will say, to be perfectly objective about the music itself, it's not his strongest guitar work, but when you take into account that it's a guy who's like in his 70s and has neuropathy, he's doing pretty fucking well. I mean, he's a lot better than I am at playing guitar. That's for sure. I couldn't do that, and um, but I thought it was really powerful and really important, and I think that it's a wonderful thing that someone like Eric Clapton, who, as a rock legend, a rock god, is able to use his notoriety to push forth a message of freedom and of individuality, and how he's going to stand up and fight against these authoritarians, putting his own liberty and potentially life on the line as well. I think it's a very important thing that a lot of us need to not only hear but begin to embody. There's too many people out there who are willing to give up their freedoms for some sense of safety. And I just don't see that being a positive for the rest of the world. Well, I'm going to link this video in the description below. If you want to see it yourself, which I suggest you do, go check it out, give him a like, give Eric Clapton a subscribe. This is on his actual YouTube channel. As far as I know, he doesn't post any other videos, but Eric Clapton and Van Morrison of Brown Eyed Girl fame have been working together, pushing more freedom-centric music out there. There's another song they put out called Where Have All the Rebels Gone? I listened to it yesterday. It was really good. I might do another reaction on that video, but either way, you should check out their other videos as well in this series they're doing, trying to have their, music jam for freedom. I think it's a great thing, and I support them entirely in this effort of theirs. Well, that's all I have for today. If you'd like to see anything else I do, you can check out the other videos on my channel. I'm also on Odysee and Rumble, and I have a Twitter account. Links will be in the description below. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen, and never be afraid to speak your mind.